What is up, Falcon fans? Welcome to another edition with your boys reporting eligible live. Like you already know, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock p.m. That's our prime time for y'all that don't know. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Also, thank you so very much for watching this show on a replay. We kindly ask that you hit that like, share, and subscribe button as well as you guys go through it again. Gentlemen, look at the fucking chat. It's lit
Already,
right now.
man. Already.
Everybody's going, man. They're sounding off. I love it. We love the energy. We're glad that you're bringing that on right now. But bro, talk, man. How you been? What's going on? What's new? Fill the folks in.
Oh, just trying to be the voice of reason in their time of what once looked as a promising start to the season now has turned into despair. So if you need a voice of reason, Bro Talk's got you. So yeah, that's what I'm. That's where I'm at.
He's become the voice of the voiceless in some aspect, man. But that's cool. As we all know, everybody knows this is no secret. We're diehard Atlanta Falcon fans that will keep it real, but we also love to dabble in everything that is the NFL and around the NFL. And today we saw a lot of action, a lot of little low hanging fruit, so to say, a lot of little trades going on today. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on some of the roster moves or some of the decisions other ball clubs have made throughout the week. But that's, I think, where we'll start. And more notably, man, a former, top quarterback taken some years ago, Anthony Richardson, benched in favor for Danny Dimes. So the Danny Dimes era or the resurgence of some sort starts in Indy. He's paired, as we all know, with Shane Steichen, who loves to throw the ball around. And Danny Dimes, of course, he got the nickname Dimes from, his time with Dayball in New York. What do you feel? Do you think that he can actually have a wake up call or a career resurgence, a la the Sam Bradford walk of faith? Do you think Danny Dimes he might have that in his future with Indy? Got a pretty decent offense down
I
there. Got a good
mean,
offensive line.
I feel like Shane Steichen is trying to like reflect on that year. I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago when Daniel Jones and Brian Dable went into Minnesota and won a playoff game. And I think that was Dable's first year as the Giants head coach. But it's a different it's a different style when you go to Daniel Jones. He doesn't take a lot of shots down the field. He's a middle to intermediate thrower, a lot of check downs. So you're going to have to systematically rely a lot on the run. So if you've drafted Jonathan Taylor on your fantasy teams, that's good news for you.
Sure.
For Anthony Richardson, man, I feel bad because one of the things coming into that year of the draft is like he has the physical attributes that you want, right? Compared to Cam Newton a lot, right? That same
Oh
body
yeah,
type,
same body
strong
type. Yep.
arm, big body, can run you over as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew you had to develop him. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was still so raw. He had the arm strength. We've seen flashes, but we continue to see the same issues. Struggles to the short and intermediate. Struggle. We saw it against the Ravens in the preseason game.
Oh my
Struggles
God.
to
Yeah.
recognize where the pressure's
Yep.
coming from. Or
Coverages.
knows
Yes.
like this is day one stuff. So it's like, okay, you knew he was going to have the problem. You're 2 years in, right? 2 or 3 years in, third year now, and you already gave up on him.
Yeah. Not a good sign
It's not because
at
as a
all.
coach, when something Dan Campbell said in the quarterback's documentary, when you become a new head coach of a football team, your identity is defined by the quarterback that you choose, right? He chose
Yes.
Jared Goff.
Right.
They've done what they've done, right? Shane Steichen showed Anthony Richardson. At this point, you're telling everyone, like, I'm fighting for my job. I want to put
Sure
out
is.
there. There's no time to develop. It's playoffs or
Yeah.
bust
Now,
at
did
this
you
point.
did you feel Shane Steichen was a quarterback developer of some sort in your best words?
Not developer per se, because even when he was with
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts had a really good year, right? He
Mm-hmm.
balled out in the Super
He
Bowl and
did.
he made
Yep.
some good decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Jalen Hurts was how many years in? Two or
Yeah.
three,
Yeah.
and
About 3 years in.
and he'd
Yeah.
already gotten his feet wet with I believe it was Doug Peterson, and
Mm-hmm.
then he had multiple years with Shane Steichen, if I remember my history correct. But even
You're right
then,
on.
his mechanics from then to now, you guys know how I feel about Jalen Hurts, but he has progressed as a
Mm-hmm.
quarterback, whereas Anthony Richardson doesn't seem like he has. So then you look at your coach, who's an offensive play caller, right? What do we say about offensive play callers? You have to play to your quarterback's strengths.
Right.
And you're doing that, right? Is there a little bit of maturity thing with Anthony Richardson, right? He got under scrutiny last year. Oh, I gave up on the team. I quit. I got tired, so I subbed myself out. Maybe that rubs Shane Steichen the wrong way, but that's like a get in your ass moment as a head coach. Anyone that's played sports, that's where your coach gets into you. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Like,
what are you doing? Yeah.
Oh, you're gassed. I'm about to call play for you to take a breather. And even Lamar in a press conference was like, yeah, if I'm gassed, like I know my play caller is going to call like a run play so I can catch my breath.
Yeah. And just that, the football measure, all you hit on all points, but also like the personal life of Anthony Richardson started surfacing more and more. He's an inspired rapper of some sort.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I don't know if he was devoting more time to that aspect, than he was hitting the books and actually learning the ins and outs, the terminology.
Don't tell me they're going to hit him with the. Don't tell me they're going to hit him with the Jamarcus Russell. Go watch this film.
Oh man! Hey, listen. Now, because he's gonna be riding pine all year, man. Unless somebody does trade for him if they see value in him. I can't really put a finger on what team would need his services.
There's two teams. There's two teams that come in mind if they were to make a trade.
Rams.
That's one, right? Sean McVay.
Yeah, he has patience.
You're looking for the future after Stafford. Now, of course, everyone likes to hang it over our head. Yeah. They have our first-round pick, and everyone's projecting us to have a top 10 pick. Not going to happen. But this is one of those years where it's like quarterback deep, so they could use one of those first-round picks. But then the Raiders come to mind. Let him sit behind Geno Smith. Let him sit behind Geno Smith, right? Geno Smith.
Perfect.
From the Jets, and then from then to the Seahawks.
Seahawks, yep.
Right? Everyone wrote him off. Oh, Geno, like, bust.
No, man.
And then
he's turned it around.
And he's mature, right?
Very, very
and so I think someone like that could take Anthony Richardson. And I'm not saying it's a cultural thing, but part of it is to really connect with someone. Right. And that Geno, I feel, could really take him under his wing and help this kid grow up and mature as an NFL player and pretty much look him in the eyes like, do you love the game enough to get better? Because if you don't, then so be it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He got some encouraging words. I think it was last offseason by the Vikings head coach there.
Kevin O'Connell.
O'Connell, that embrace that they had in the middle of the field. And words like that, go a long way, of course, with certain people. But I don't think it even penetrated his skin, bro. Like it didn't register to him. Like, kid, you have unworldly like potential. You have the size, the speed, the arm strength. Get your shit together, man. Make something of yourself. But to each his own in that regard. But we'll move away from that sensitive topic and we'll go to a former Falcon who found a new landing spot with the Miami Dolphins. Matt Judon still reaping in the benefit. 1 year, $6 million deal with the Miami Dolphins.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yep. Good for him. He does go into a talented pass rushing unit that has Bradley Chubb and what is it?
Jalen
Phillips. Yep, Phillips as well.
Chop Robinson.
So there's like three of them there, man. And, making his job. What's going on, demands? Making his job a little bit easier. You could see he's probably going to fit in as a situational pass rusher at the top.
Yeah. So we were we all thought he was a little washed, right? He's older, right? And we knew. Well, we didn't know, but we thought like, okay, if he signed with someone, he's not going to be asked to be the guy like he was here in Atlanta.
True.
And I think that's the perfect landing spot. Now, granted, the Dolphins have more dire needs on that defense, right? Yeah. More dire needs on that defense, but 1 year, $6 million, it's not bad. Get him rotational. He might be good for 3 or 4 sacks and some attitude and some orange sleeves this time around, some aqua sleeves. That'll be fun to watch. And he gets to go, he'll have a little chip on his shoulder going up against his former team in that division as well.
Yeah, for sure. Uncle Steve, what's going on, man? Uncle Steve's Lounge live on YouTube. You can catch him Monday Minutia and the Sunday Chill. Spectacular Falcon content creator. Make sure y'all go visit Uncle Steve's Lounge. Hit that subscribe button, man. But also in the news, the Trey Hendrickson drama continues. Bengals came out bungling, wanting a first round pick and a player, not necessarily a defensive player, but just a player in return. Some running rumors that they want a first round pick in return for their sack master. 17 sacks last year. Trey Hendrickson had led the NFL. 30 years of age. Now that some teams may shy away because of the age, but man, there's no denying what Trey Hendrickson can do to a defensive line. Hit the way he anchors, the way he just gets after it. This is still a pass rusher, I would say, in his prime. There's no slowing down with him, and he would just be just a fantastic addition to any team. Do you have any teams or ball clubs in mind that he may be a potential fit for? I know one of them comes to mind, and that's somewhere up here in New England. That team, not going to mention.
So yeah, the Patriots. The Patriots come to mind. They have the cap space, the draft capital, right? They have the young quarterback. They have the young core of players, right? Christian Gonzalez still isn't up for a contract yet. Kyle Duggar's on the trading block, so they may be looking to salary dump him, which would free up even more room. But two teams in the NFC, both in the North, the Packers and the Lions. Those two come to mind.
Man.
The Packers are in desperate need of a pass rush. And so are the Lions. Aiden Hutchinson coming off that serious leg injury. I'll take it. Like this now? Yeah. I'm getting a special delivery.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, guys. Breaking news.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
I am getting – so last year –
what is this? What is going on?
Last year, if you guys have followed me since last year, my wife has a yearly tradition, and I love her so much for this. She gets me some sort of Falcon apparel or gear to start off the season, right? We're right around the corner. Last year, she got me the Bijan shirt, the number 7, with his name on the back, and the Falcon shorts, right? With the Falcon logo all over it. I don't know what's in here, but she got it this year, and I'm already looking at it.
We're all going to find out at the same time.
Apparently, I am worthy.
Oh, yes.
I am worthy.
Thor hammer.
Whoever wields this hammer commands this lightning.
Look at that.
Look at this, baby.
That's dope.
Worthy. Where's the food? I already ate. But this is fucking dope.
That is dope, man.
I'm a huge comic guy.
Yeah.
And Marvel.
Dude, that's awesome.
I need to find a spotlight.
I need a link for that, bro. That's dope.
Huh? Yeah, I see it. I'm trying to figure out how to put it on. Thanks, babe. Oh, there it is. Look.
Yeah, that's dope.
Might have to get it like right here.
Hell yeah, dude. That's dope.
Thank you, Mrs. Bro Talk. W-Wife. That's right.
W-Wife.
W-Wife. Yes, she is.
And then we just get folks that all they think about is eating and eating and eating. And look at this from my guy Smitty. Where's the food?
In my belly. I already ate. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do in a segment when y'all piss me off. Be like, all right, don't let me bust out this hammer.
Yeah,
on y'all.
The javelin time, baby. Oh man.
What were we talking about?
Yo, man, that did it all right there. Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals.
Oh yeah. So the Packers and the Lions both have the space. They come to mind. It's a desperate need for them. Obviously, and our division rival, the Panthers. They, with Nick Scourton, he's got that collapsed lung. They have seemed very unimpressive in preseason when it comes to the pass rush. There is a kid that they have, Malcolm Incoom, I think it is. He's been popping up a lot, and Princely Umanellan, he's learning how to become a pass rusher in a way, but he's doing pretty good. When you have this is usually when teams take advantage of a window, right? Because Bryce Young is still, Smitty, good idea, but this. Bryce Young is still on his rookie contract. They drafted Xavier Legette. They drafted Tet McMillan. Chuba Hubbard just got paid. Their offensive line is set. And then if you can get that elite pass rusher, right, it helps a weaker secondary that they still have. And then, yes, in the comment, Tony, Indianapolis Colts, his former defensive coordinator, Lou Anaramu, would love to have him back, pairing him up with JTT, who they just drafted.
Ooh,
Kwity
yeah, man.
Paye,
Kwity Paye.
Laiatu Latu.
Latu.
Like, dude,
That's 4 pass
is
rushers.
that's crazy right there.
Bro,
So
I always had this thing with sacks and pass rushers, quantity over quality. I rather have my pass rushers come in abundance, like 3 to 4 versus one lead dog, right? You put a guy like Trey Hendrickson in a situation like that where he doesn't need to be the guy, right? He can be even more dangerous than he was, as the lone wolf in Cincinnati.
right, and then he's got DeForest Buckner in the middle
Oh,
too,
just pushing that pocket.
dude. And then who's the guy they re-signed? Oh, what was his name? The other defensive tackle. They have another
Denico
solid
Autry?
guy.
Is it Denico Autry?
No, Denico Autry's still on the Texans. I can't remember his name, but they signed him to an extension. He got suspended last year for PEDs, but I can't remember his name. I just remember thinking he's real solid. So,
Oh boy, they also have that TCU kid that was one of my favorite defensive tackles. Bet you'll butcher his name.
probably.
Adetomiwa Adibawa.
Yeah, I'm not trying that. I'm not trying
The
that.
dude, when he was coming out, man, he looked like a force, man. And he's like right now he's in a rotational piece, and probably another year or so before he arrives. This is just year 2 for him.
Gotcha.
But the Trey Hendrickson situation is still murky. Will Cincinnati actually trade him? It's probably be in their best interest not to just pay the man.
They say
it's so much pressure that you're putting on Shamar Stewart. You take a guy like Trey away, and it's like, all right, you're giving Stewart the keys to the city, so to say, or to the defensive line. I think Smitty's saying it here, Grover Stewart.
Grover Stewart, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Trey has come out, and the agent has said they're close on the money. Like, it's the guaranteed money past the first year of the contract. And at that point, it's like, dude, just guarantee his first 2 years of the 3 years. He'll be 32. He'll still be productive. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, seriously. But you know what? It might be because they have all this money tied up to 3 offensive players, but I digress on
that. Oh, man. So we go and we move on to all of today's action. Man, it was a you get a guy.
That was a lot of trades. Yep.
There was a lot. So let's run down. The Chiefs traded Sky Moore in a 7th rounder to the 49ers for a 6th. Now, Sky Moore, just an offensive tool, really, a gadget guy per se. I thought he would have did wonders with Mahomes and company with Andy Reid. Too many drops, too inconsistent. And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but the health situation really wasn't up to par. He missed a lot of games also. So, yeah, but, a solid get for a 49ers team that just needs wide receivers,
bro,
right?
They are so thin at wide receiver. They unreal.
Really are. So, yeah, that was one of the moves today. The Broncos also getting in on the action. The Broncos traded wide receiver Devon Veal to the Saints for a 4th and a 7th rounder. Jesus Christ.
Oh, they got fleeced, and it makes me so happy.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. So, what is it? Tim Patrick, I think it's the other Denver Bronco wide receiver there.
He's with Tim Patrick's with the Lions, bro.
With the Lions. So who's the other guy?
They have Troy Franklin, and then they drafted
that's what it is. Troy Franklin,
Bryant.
Oregon. Troy Franklin, correct.
Apparently, they're having really good camps.
Yes.
And then when you get offered, so Vele is a 7th rounder from last year.
From last year.
When you get offered that in return plus a 4th rounder, it's kind of hard not to trade him away because a lot of beat writers were saying Devon Vele was going to be a starter. But when you get that much in return, it's like, okay.
Okay, shit, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. And the one that's shocking, not shocking. I don't know. He's been so solid, but the Vikings traded Harrison Phillips in a 7th to the Jets for 2 6-rounders, man. I'm a fan favorite of Harrison Phillips. I always loved his game back even when he was with Buffalo, he was pretty stout. He was pretty good. Now, Phillips didn't play for Atlanta, did he? Did he have a brief stint here?
No, I don't think so. Not to my memory.
I know we had a Phillips of some sort.
No, it wasn't him. He played for the Bills, I think, at one
point.
Yeah,
exclusively? Okay. All right.
But that one was head-scratching because I really feel he was their best run-defending defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to, what's his name? Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen, right? who are more pass rushing style defensive tackles. So if I'm a team attacking a Brian Flores style defense, well, I'm running it inside the tackles all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel now. It's like, okay, you're for one, the middle of the field is always exposed. Their middle of the field is always open. But then your middle of your defensive front is now open.
Yeah, no, it's pickings all day, man.
And their corner situation still isn't great. Like, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't signed someone else.
Yeah, yeah. Who else? Somebody got traded to the Eagles too. Wasn't it a wide receiver?
It was
John Mechie.
John
Yeah,
Mechie got traded, which a lot of people, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Like Howie Roseman, like, what do you need him for? You don't. You don't. You have an ascending Johnny Wilson. You still have Jahan Dotson on a contract.
Yeah,
maybe
Dotson.
Maybe it's because AJ Brown's hamstring. Maybe there's some question right there of his health to start the year. Maybe. And then Devonta Smith. I mean, you have 1A, 1B on your team. So it didn't make any sense. Maybe Mechie gets some 400 or 500 yards, 600 yards, and then he hits the market and increases his value. I was really surprised. The Texans traded him. I guess they feel really good about both of their rookie wide receivers.
Man, both of those Iowa guys, those guys are a force. They're going to be a force. But my thing with Philly is, man, what the hell happened to Dallas Goedert, man? He was like at one point, man, like the next guy at that tight end position, man, just, fantastic play after fantastic play. Really showed he could stretch the field, was dominant in the middle of the field, and then
he was on the trading block too.
He was on the trading block too. So that was like, what the hell's going on here, man? I got to stop doing this before I'm made a meme of already, courtesy of you.
Careful,
that was good
stuff. Always watching.
Exactly. You never know who's watching. So yeah, interesting tidbit there with Dallas Goedert. And the last move here, the Browns traded Jawan Briggs in a 7th to the Jets for a 6th. Now the Jets being active, man, solidifying the middle of
their defensive tackle room
with Quinnen Williams, and then you add these two massive guys. Shit, man.
They're being serious about stopping the run. They feel good about their secondary. I guess they weren't too comfortable with their depth at the defensive tackle position. And I'll be honest, I haven't looked too much into it to be like 100% like, oh no, this is good, this is bad. But it just shows that, you're giving up late day 3 picks for serviceable guys, which kind of leads me into the Falcons. Could they do the same thing? Maybe.
Falcons are known to make some late August moves. Last year, we all know the Matthew Judon, Justin Simmons situation. Could Atlanta now be in that same position with this offensive talent pool or depth? Really, really dwindle. But we're going to touch on that a little bit later because there are some theories, and my guy Bro Talk has some good nuggets for you. And I'm going to throw my 2 cents in there as well. So speaking of the Falcons, let's recap real quick what happened. Jesus, wrong one. But at any rate, versus the Titans, a loss to the Titans, 23-20. The Falcons dropped that one. Now, coming off a joint practice, of course, both teams know exclusively what one is going to do, right? You can say that to a certain degree. But what we saw from this Falcons game wasn't all too inspiring. And it's revolving around a position or a unit that really has come in question the last 10 hours, and that's the offensive line. Jack Nelson really had a rough outing. He looked more like the undrafted free agent of the line more than I would say Kyle Hinton, more than I would say Joshua Gray from Oregon, who's, he's turned in a pretty solid preseason.
He looked
not
good, man.
bad. He looked pretty good. Got to the second level, in due time at his own rate, but it was good. He didn't miss a beat. But overall, the offensive line, had just a hard time getting anything going. Nathan Carter, yeah, sure, he did pop a 43-yard touchdown, but man, Atlanta had to fight for that. They had to work their asses off to go against those reserves.
We did have another explosive run play that was called back.
It was called back
for a receiver holding,
yeah,
not the offensive line. But yeah, Jack Nelson, man, he has struggled. Now, at his time in Wisconsin, he was drafted as a tackle, but he played guard, he played left guard, he played left, like he played all over the line. So we knew there would be some development needed there for him, and he wasn't going to be ready right away. But man, it's looked bad. Like the penalties is what stands out the most, and getting bull rushed. Like,
yeah,
he's getting in. like guys are getting into his chest way too easily, and it's not like he's getting beat by speed. Does he
No.
move? Does he move well in the run game? I think he does move well in the run game.
Mhm.
It's just he's getting called for penalties, man. You
Yeah.
gotta stop holding. Stop
Yeah.
holding. But that was a question mark we saw against the Lions.
Mhm.
Now the Titans, it's the depth of the offensive line, and it's ringing true right now.
Yeah.
I thought the defense was uninspired. It felt like the Falcons used all their juice
Mhm.
in practice. Like
Okay, yeah, I
they
see. Yeah,
used
because it
all
really
the,
didn't translate
it
into the
didn't
field. Yeah.
translate into the game. It felt flat early on.
No
They had some
sacks either.
no, they got some pressures.
Mhm.
We had a couple turnovers, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So they turned it on a little bit in the second half, but man, Easton Stick looked bad. The
Mm.
receivers didn't look great. Like offensively, it was a poor outing. Defensively, I thought it was okay, not
Mhm.
as good as against the Lions. And like you said, the pressures were limited,
Mhm.
but there were some good TFLs
They were.
across the defensive front. And that makes you antsy to see Caden and Divine in there, and like the actual rotation for the guys. Leonard Floyd in there,
Mm.
David Onyemata. The guys that haven't been playing
Right.
in there. Jesse Bates back there, AJ, all those guys. Natron Brooks continues to stack on great game after great game, great practice after great practice. He's a name that I feel really strongly can make this roster. And then we saw news that they're going to test him out inside this next game, which I'm eager to see. Right?
I'm eager to see too, because what does that say for Bowman and D. Alfred, who are in that battle for that nickel? And Raheem is saying, no, we're gonna try him at the nickel this week. So do they see more that do they see Natron as their starter going into week one? Because that's kind of what that's kind of what it tells me, that he's earned that right. He's made enough plays.
So he's showing that he needs to be on the field, and that's what you're
Yeah.
looking for, right? I think Billy has shown flashes, and
Mhm.
so is D. Like, I can't take credit away from D. He's shown flashes, sticky coverage, but I think Billy is still getting accustomed to the route running at the level of the NFL, right? Because sometimes as a nickel, you got to stay in that hip pocket and be able to adjust accordingly based off the route. D, I hear that he's had a strong camp. I've seen some good things out of the games, but if Natron Brooks lights it up, man, AJ Terrell, Natron, and Mike Hughes, I feel real strong about the cornerback.
Me too.
I feel real strong. And Natron's not afraid to get in there
Exactly. I was going to say
run
that.
fit.
Yes, and run fit.
And he's a little bit bigger than D. Alford. Now, Billy Bowman's not afraid to get in there and run fit, right? But safety playing nickel. But Bones and I have had these conversations before, and I think we have as well. It doesn't eliminate the possibility. What if AJ kicks in and Natron plays to the outside? Because if you really pay attention to the Rams, when Ramsey was there with Raheem, he was the apex. He was the star, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
He was the inside guy, and he was allowed to free roam and use his instincts. Now, does AJ have similar instincts? Some may argue no. Some may argue he's best in that man-to-man. So only time will tell, but I am eager to see Natron in the slot.
Yeah. We got some questions here. Actually, right here, Raphael, something. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Yes, man, there's 480 of you guys in here. Please, let's run up those likes. We certainly do appreciate it. We're getting some questions here. One mainly on a guy that a lot of people thought. I mean, I threw this name out there, but Jadarick Wilson still recovering from a knee injury, so he's more than likely out all of 2025.
He wants to get healthy.
Wants to get healthy and hit the ground running again in 26. So, thoughts and prayers for him in a speedy recovery in that regard. There was another one. Yes, there's no news just yet, Nathaniel. Thank you for jumping in. Doesn't matter what time you did. We're glad that you made it this evening. But yes, there's no news yet on Kaleb McGary. So rewinding just a bit, we talked about the offensive not looking as inspiring. I think it's worth noting that it was TJ Yates running the show on Friday night. And, you start to think, that's a good way to start a contingency plan just in case Zach Robinson, gets red hot and becomes a hot coaching commodity in the offseason. So Atlanta allowing him to call the plays. Yeah, 20 points is not gonna. It's not a needle mover by any way necessary, but it is a start. And it's growing pains that we're going through with TJ Yates at the moment. He may do the same thing against the Dallas game, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. So yeah, TJ Yates was our offensive coordinator against the Tennessee Titans. And anything you want to add to that loss? Anything else that stuck out to you? I think one other thing that stuck out to me, Brandon Dorlus continues to flash, man. The guys look darn near unblockable one-on-one, man. And that's great. That's just great news.
I just like how he's able to diagnose, disengage, and not allow the offensive lineman to really latch onto him, especially in the run game.
Yeah.
He's done a really, really good job to shoot that gap, shoot his hands, get control of the chest plate of the offensive lineman. So good things coming. I put out a tweet. His stance changed, the difference between a reactive versus an attacking front. And, Brandon Dorlus is considered a small defensive tackle. So to get him off the ball, someone with great hands and great instinct to get to the ball, that's good news for us. For me, as far as like the loss, I watched the coverages, and I don't know if it's just because of preseason. It was a lot of cover 6. Yes. Cover 6, cover 3, cover 1. I'm looking for that quarters, and maybe Olbrick's waiting until the season comes around.
Yeah, he's not going to start anything. Yeah,
right, to mix it up. But there was quarter halves is what I see a lot, and we're seeing from what I saw. One of the plays it was almost like a rotating quarter halves with a buzz with our safety. I can't remember who was in at that point, but Mike Ford was playing the outside. He played that deep half while that safety rotated down to play that curl flat. So different nuances that Olbrich has, which, it'll keep a quarterback guessing. And that's what you want, right? They think they see one coverage, but it's actually rotating a different way. And then, Dan Mans, Braylon Trice looked great. He looked great.
Mm-hmm.
He flashed. He had some good pass rush moves. He was effective in the run. First play, he blew up the run play. That was amazing to see. You don't see him thinking about that need, and that's what you want. You want him playing full speed. So maybe we get more, right? We were tempering our expectations. Maybe we get more.
I'm sure that he'll get a full burn this one, and this is going to be in light of James Pierce being shut down for the preseason. That's it. So they came out and said today James Pierce is not playing. Of course, Jalen Walker is not playing, coming back from that
he's going to dress out
injury,
but he's not going to play.
He's not going to play. So yeah, it's almost here, folks. Week 1 is almost here. We're gonna get we're gonna see the arsenal that is our pass rush. We're gonna see all the missing pieces on the field, and Olbrich's full scheme start coming to life.
So I can't wait, man.
I can't wait neither, man.
And, it's funny that everyone's freaking out about a week 1 Tampa game. Yes, everyone seems to think I don't think it's an important game, right? Because the whole preseason debacle, they should play, they shouldn't play, right? Everyone seems to think I don't care about this game. Of course, I want us to win. You guys have quit interpreting it the worst way. I want to win. I think wins matter, right? And especially in the division. But I think everyone's just kind of blowing things out of proportion. But funny enough, right? Do we remember a certain quarterback, not our current QB1, a couple of years ago, got a paid endorsement that everyone made fun of? Do you remember what that was?
A Falcons quarterback?
Falcons quarterback, but it wasn't huge, but it was enough to make a lot of people laugh. They were saying that was going to be his job after he was done.
Oh, Desmond Ridder.
What was it?
Oh shit. Uber Eats, Postmates.
It was DoorDash Ridder.
DoorDash. Okay. All right. DoorDash Ridder. Joe, there he is.
You ready? Guess who Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Faker Mayfield is now endorsed by?
Oh no.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Boop boop.
I'm just saying, bro. Birds of a feather. They flock together.
There we go.
You guys know how I feel about Faker. You guys hype him up because he had 2 now head coaches, and everyone's like, "Oh, Baker did that." No, they did that.
Yeah, I ask on a weekly basis on the NFC South Roundtable.
God, I can't.
Who is Grizzard? Who is Josh Grizzard. What has he done in the league? What tree does he come from? What has he? There's no offenses in place, past, present, or even future, that would say, "Oh, that's a Josh Grizzard led offense." You can't say that, or that he had stampings on anything. It's going to be tough. Faker Mayfield, as we call him, as you say, exclusively call him, it's going to come to light. The serious deficiencies are coming.
Buccaneer fans seem to be under this pretense, like, oh, he's been here. It's going to work out, right? 3 years in a row, we're going to have good OC to good OC to good OC. There's no guarantee in the NFL. It's hard to have lightning strike twice, but then at 3 times, ask the Philadelphia Eagles what happened after Shane Steichen left.
Yeah, right. How did that seem? Yep, exactly.
Right? Then they fired them, and then they get Kellen Moore, who understands. Oh, and by the way, then they signed Saquon Barkley, who took a load off, right? So many factors, right? So many factors. So he's unproven, right? Everyone likes to talk about all the things the Falcons are unproven in, but yet nobody's questioning the Buccaneers offensive play caller, right? Like, what are we talking about, dude?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Clear bias by that Tampa Bay fan base.
Clear bias by our own fan base. Everyone's Tampa. Yes, Tampa has won the division, but guys, we beat them both times last year with a better OC that they had. Todd Bowles is still the one calling the defense, and they did not get better on that side of the ball.
No, they didn't.
They still have liability in Jamal Dean, Darnell Mooney's little boy, right?
Yeah.
And then you're relying on Ben Morrison, who can't even stay healthy through.
He can't, right? Notre Dame guy who fell in the draft because of injury concerns, and you have one pass rusher, and we don't know if he can do that. Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick washed Hassan Reddick.
Exactly.
Like you had Quinnen Williams and the Jets defensive front to help you, and you couldn't get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hey, listen, man.
Like, guys, let's just think with perspective. Is it going to be a hard game? Yes.
All division games are.
All division games, all games in the NFL are hard. It's hard to win in the NFL. You hear that all the time because it's true. Because when you make the NFL, you are the top of the top, right? Doesn't matter what team you play for. You and I are not in the NFL for a reason, right? Because we're not at their level.
I mean, yeah,
Right? So it's hard to win. But when you have so many different changing pieces, there's no guarantee it's a smooth transition.
Right.
Just saying. End rant.
Boop. Mic drop. Now we have to pick up the mic and address the elephant in the room.
Is this on?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, right. Seriously. Unbelievable. You know, I'm not wavered by what happened. I'm not bothered by what happened today with Kaleb McGary. Unfortunately, as news broke 10 hours ago that he was carted off the field. Now, I know that the hearts of many in Atlanta were in their ass because when that news broke, like, oh, shit, here we go. It's done. We're finished. We're finishing in last place. You saw it. You witnessed it. The Falcons Twitter went fucking
dude.
nuts.
2 days in a row of Falcons Twitter being complete mayhem.
And yeah. The
Wednesday, guys.
Yeah, man. We're back.
We're in full force.
Yeah, we're in full force, man. But no, and in respect to everybody who had the heart to come out and say a thing or two about the situation with Kaleb McGary. Listen, you're not going unheard. It's all valid, right? This is a year where we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of promising pieces in all levels, offensively, defensively, and we're going into year 2 of our very own scheme with Zach. So the offense is being expected to produce, right? You need everybody, guns blazing. Yes, losing Kaleb right now for the moment because we don't know what that injury is. Right. And Bro Talk, you're going to shed some light on this in a few. So yeah, listen, it's all valid, but Bro Talk, please let them know what you've heard.
So I had a conversation with a certain individual. They don't work for the Falcons, but they were there, right? And I questioned it, right?
Of course.
There's a lot of trolls on the internet, fake news and all that. Well, come to find out, this person was a first responder. So, first and foremost, thank you for what you do. They were there at the facility just to be there, right? They weren't called. They were working, right? They were able to see Kaleb from a distance, right? They didn't see what happened, but it looked like his knee, it was his knee, and it was locked up. Now, nowadays, you guys have to remember, the cart is used very frequently. Back in the day, when the cart was brought out, that was it. Season ending. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, it's used just as a precaution, because if it's still intact, you don't want to put any pressure on it, right? We saw it earlier, a couple weeks ago. CJ Gardner-Johnson, oh no, torn ACL. He's done. And then later on, it's like, oh, it's not torn. Everything's good. He's just going to miss some time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's a level of optimism, right? Is the sky falling? Not yet, right? Because Kaleb just got a new contract. He was expected, the continuity with the offensive line. It is a little scary, I will say.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, F. And then freaking Adam Schefter sprinkled a little salt on the wound, announcing that not even our beat writers knew this and broke the news. He did, saying Storm Norton has elected to do the surgery on his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to miss, 6 to 8 weeks?
6 to 8 weeks, 2 months, yeah.
And
3 months.
And why the fuck? I lost my train of thought. Oh, a lot of people are like, well, Raheem and his injuries. Raheem doesn't come out and clean injuries. Look, I can tell you what Raheem does. Raheem gives you the info as he has it. I bet you that they had conversations with the trainers, the doctors, should he have surgery? Ultimately it's up to Storm, right?
Right. Yeah.
Storm is the one,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with the Kirk Cousins situations last year, right? You talk to him, be like, hey man, are you sure you don't want to get the surgery now? Get it done so you can start the healing process. No, coach, my doctors, the trainer said this is something that can heal over time if I'm going through the rehab process, this, that, and the other. That could have been, we don't know because we're not in the building. Of course, I'm speculating as well. But I like to give Raheem the benefit of the doubt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he wants to. Why would he not? If it was up to him, he would have probably said, Storm, go get surgery. It's not getting better. So you got to remember, the NFLPA protects the players from the coaches as well, right? There's a reason there's a players association. There's a reason why Christian Wilkins got released by the Raiders, got his money voided, but now the NFLPA is stepping in because they feel the organization has done him wrong, right? That you got to remember, there's a fine line between the coaches work for the organization, the players are under contract under the organizations, but they're under the NFLPA umbrella. Okay? So if Storm finally said, you know what, it's not getting better, coach, I'm going to go ahead and get this surgery done. He probably got it this morning, right? Because he wasn't at camp when they announced the player's not there.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, Storm's not expected to be here because he's dealing with an injury. And then bang, ankle surgery.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's been a wild ride for the past 2 days. And what made matters worse, right? It started with Ray, who this individual who told me about Kaleb did see Ray tweak it, but seemed to be moving okay. So Ray will probably be okay. It's insult to injury because it was the last day of practice.
The last day of practice, dude. It's like, come on, man.
And of course, everyone wants to use that as a slam dunk. I told you, they should have played in the preseason games. Listen, guys.
It don't matter. That would have happened anytime.
Everyone seems to think I'm anti-preseason. Mm-hmm. No. Coach says he has confidence. I'm going to trust the coach, right? And I'm not saying I blindly trust him on everything because I have questioned Raheem. But if coach says, hey, I want to limit the injuries by not putting those guys out there and I feel like they're ready. Okay. When you have a division rival in Canales, right? In Canales that has said he is not liking the operation of his first team offensively. He's not enjoying it, right? But then he's not going to play him in preseason. That would make me mad. You have a coach that trusts his team, likes what he sees in practice, how they're operating, and says, we're good. We're going to wait till the regular season. But then you have a coach that says, I'm not happy with how things are going in practice. Oh, by the way, they're not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's really where people should be mad.
And that's okay.
It's okay. Listen, guys, if they play preseason, I'd be like, great. Play a series or two, then pull them.
Pull them. Yep.
Right? But coach says don't. Okay. I'm not going to work myself up over some reps, right? Because then, yes, they could get injured. Yes, they can get injured in practice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There's an argument for both things, right?
Sure.
Yes,
It's the
Bones.
long game, man. It's 17 games, man.
Bucks in the house. You got a Bucks follower?
I don't know if that's on mine or yours, but thank you for tuning in. Good luck to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. Go. Oh man, so now is the question: where do they go from here? At that right tackle spot, we talked about it.
You have to say, because you told me you have a little nugget, a break to glass in case of
a break to glass. Let's pull that goddamn lever.
Here, borrow this.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, there. Bang. All right. You know, we've seen it all. We've seen it all. Everybody that's on here, you know, may have a Twitter account, and you might follow me. You might follow Bro Talk. You might see it all through Falcons Twitter. There was talks of Matthew Bergeron going to the left side, Matthew Bergeron going to the right side, and you know, I respect that. I love the opinions, right? Sure, you know, it makes sense. Matthew Bergeron, a converted tackled guard in Syracuse, he played left tackle, did it pretty well, but he was more structurally fit to be an inside guy. Hence the reason why he, you know, was the left guard, starting left guard from day one, from jump, right? If there was any plans in the future to make him or, you know, transition him out to tackle, the contract extensions that we gave Jake Matthews and Kaleb McGary wouldn't have happened. And clearly Matthew Bergeron is their interior guy for the future, and it's going to be kept that way. And I think for the organization, it's in their best interest to look outside, because in-house, holy shit, dude. It's bad. It's depleted. We saw what Brandon Parker has been doing. It hasn't been inspirational at all in that Titans game, dude. He was getting manhandled, and Jack Nelson as well. So look outside of the organization. There's one guy that is currently on the Baltimore Ravens staff. Joseph Noteboom was with that Rams team up until last year, so he did have time with Zach Robinson, knows what he expects out of the offense. Now, the only drawback is that Joseph Noteboom just signed this past March with the Baltimore Ravens. He currently is a backup tackle, but he's going to be used primarily as a swing tackle. And as we all know, Ravens pound the ball with Derrick Henry. So can Atlanta, you know, sweeten up the ante, so to say, and try to pry him away from him? So what does that do if we do acquire Joseph Noteboom, right? By trade, Joseph Noteboom is a left tackle, but we already have one in Jake Matthews. But the nugget is Jake Matthews played 33 games at right tackle at Texas A&M before he made his transition to left tackle and was drafted 6th overall by the Falcons in 2014. So there is contingency plans underlying but will the organization go ahead and hit that panic button and make that move work or even happen? So that's my take on that. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. The Falcons just have to act fast, because the season's right around the corner, man. And I'm not comfortable. I know you are not comfortable, and most people are not comfortable either with Jack Nelson nor Brandon Parker at that right tackle
or
position,
even Wilkerson.
Wilkerson.
No.
That's
so I like that. I like where your head's at, because Noteboom, I think I looked up, he's only like making $4 or $5 million, something like that. Something cheap.
One other thing, right? 30 years old and had a 70+ grade in PFF last year as a run blocker, which the right side, you know, or either side, you know, it's the bread and butter. It's the run game, and he's a mauler. He moves people around. But I digress. Go ahead, bud.
No, that's a good point, right? Could he seamlessly fit? Possibly. It doesn't matter who we bring in. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But they're going to be like speed rushing them, right?
Yeah.
The one guy I look at there are two, and I put this out on Twitter. Lael Collins of the Cowboys, right? He was just re-signed. After he left the Cowboys, he signed with the Bengals, signed a lucrative deal, kind of declined, but then he was brought back. He's a potential guy that could get cut, that I could see bring in as like a veteran presence. Hey, you know what? Kaleb is going to miss some time. No information. This is speculation. Right. if Kaleb misses time, we could bring him in cheap. He can start. He's looking to revitalize his career. You know, he could provide some juice, right? And he's got the mentality. He's got that. He's got like a Kaleb McGary mentality. Like tries to be the boogeyman on the right side, right? That was one thing that they described Kaleb as. Another guy I'm looking at trade wise is Wanya Morris of the Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs, yeah.
The Chiefs, right? He tested it out at left tackle. He had some rough games, and that's when they kicked out Joe Tooney, right? When he was there. He also had some good games, and he's still on his rookie deal. He has 2 years left on that deal. So a third-round offensive tackle out of OU could potentially get traded for like a 6th or 7th round, right? We saw that happen today. A lot of 6th and 7th round picks just getting thrown around. The Falcons still have theirs next year, and they signed Dan Moore, and it looks like Josh Simmons is going to, solidify that left tackle spot with Jawan Taylor. So Dan Moore could be that swing tackle for them that they just signed. So why not go after someone on a rookie deal that could fill in temporarily? And if you wanted to do what, like your plan, move Jake to the blind side, move Wanya to the left side, keep him there, that's where he's comfortable with. So there are some options. It's just a matter of how much panic does this coaching staff feel? That's a question to find out once the news breaks. And of course, you know what's probably going to happen? We're going to be asleep when that news breaks.
Yeah, probably. So
by the way, Kaleb McGary did post on Instagram, but it's nothing that tells you if he's okay or not. Kaleb McGary's big into politics and how he feels. It was just another post like that, but he did post on Instagram recently.
Damn it, man. Demands has he has some intriguing names here. LaRaven Clark, Isaiah Wynn, once hopeful UGA member. Let's see, and Chris Hubbard. I mean,
how did we end up back here?
Oh, man. It tough times at that right tackle position, especially if we don't get somebody in right away. My thing is, you bring somebody, one of these names, like you said, you're speed rushing them. I'm not into the speed rushing shit, man. I'd rather poach from somewhere, some organization that's relatively doing a lot of what we're doing. While Baltimore isn't, it's the player who's been through systems in the past that you can make that connection to. And Joseph Noteboom could fit the bill, but again, it's a wait and see approach. I don't think he's one of those guys that is going to be in danger of getting cut on Tuesday or anything like that. And the waiver wire, when that happens, I don't think any inspiring names are going to be there neither, man. So
I mean, it'll be some, the Bengals are a team that's going to want some offensive line help, and when those players hit the wire, it's going to be a hot commodity. I know people have thrown out Charlie Warner playing right tackle. Like he's a great run blocker, but asking him.
Toilolo did it.
Did he really?
Yeah, he played one game as he spot filled at right tackle. Oh man,
dude,
what year was it? 2016 or 2017? I think it was.
I guess I blocked that out because I do not remember.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he played it, man. He sure did. I think it was this against the Seahawks. I think it was, or the Vikings. One of those two games. Yeah.
It's an interesting thing because relatively speaking, like we had been going through camp healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, if Ray would have had a serious injury, I think we would have been okay. A lot of people were freaking out, like Terry didn't address wide receiver. Like, guys, David Sills has had a great camp.
Oh, man.
Okay. Chris Blair's had a great camp.
Continuing to.
Jamal Agnew could fill in, right? We saw him fill in when he was with the Jags.
I don't think he makes the team.
Huh? You don't think who?
Jamal Agnew.
I think he makes the team just off of returning ability. Personally, I think he makes the team just because he's a returner, and if he needs to fill in, he can. Who else? Nick Nash is still there. Drummond is still there.
Oh, man.
We have some good guys that are serviceable. We're not Berto, let me ask you, is Ray a superstar?
No.
Then why if Ray missed, we've got options, guys.
We do. Yeah.
No one's asking. And hey, guess what? Maybe we go heavy 12 personnel while he's not there.
That's fine. That's fine.
Maybe 12 personnel with Pitts lined up in the slot.
That happened.
Guys,
That's Florida Gator Pitts, by the way.
So the Ray, like if that would have been it, like yes, we don't want to lose him because there's chemistry built with Michael Penix and all that, but that would have been fine. But the big one was the offensive line, the right tackles, both of them. You know, I know Storm's a swing, but we primarily know him from stepping in for Kaleb. Right. So, dude,
how dare you not mention Casey Washington?
Casey too. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. What am I doing? Yes,
bro,
exactly.
It's this offense is stacked.
Yes.
It is stacked, man. So it's like, yeah, we lose out on receiving. Yeah, there's probably a replacement. We're just waiting, buying his time and waiting.
And you know, this would be good. You know how you said that in late August, this is where we start making moves trade wise. Mm-hmm. It would be wise for Terry to potentially trade one of these guys that are on the, you know, the chopping block for a 6th or 7th round pick. Then you could go flip to go get an offensive tackle if the Kaleb McGary, injury is severe, right? We're all praying for the best, right? Because they have this preseason game, then there's 1 week where it's like nothing, and then it's like week 1. And if he has to miss week 1 to make sure he's ready for week 2, then so be it, right? It's just 1 game. Yes, it's a division game. Calm down. Don't put your pitchforks away. But I'm saying, get healthy if it's not that serious. If everything's intact in his knee, that's the best news we could have heard.
Yeah. So we only got a few minutes left, about 3 more minutes. We'll jump into this Dallas game, the preseason finale. Now, obviously, Dallas coming off a loss like Atlanta. Dallas played Baltimore. They lost that one 31-13. Falcons obviously lost to the Titans 23-20. What are you looking forward to most in this preseason finale? Is there that's a dumb question to ask, man. I think the focus is going to be on that offensive line.
Yeah, they're probably going to throw some guys at the right tackle spot.
Yep.
Show me what you got, because
show me what you got. Exactly.
The Dallas defensive edge rushers aren't superstars, but they've got some guys that could play. Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealon, Donovan Ezeraku, right? There's some speedy guys, so it's a good gauge. So a lot of us will be watching that right side and seeing how that goes. For me, on the defensive side, it's like, okay, who's going to be your linebackers? Who's that last defensive tackle? And guys, pay attention to who's playing and who's not, because the guys that are heavily playing are the guys likely to not make the team or be on that chopping block. I put out a tweet and a lot of people looked at me sideways. I don't know if Morgan Fox makes this team.
Oh my God, bro. I had that. Listen, I kid you not. And listen, everybody knows, okay, yeah, we do this show. You know, we talk from time to time. We don't always share thoughts. And when we do, you get a reaction like this, because I'm in that crowd too, that Morgan Fox may not make the roster. He hasn't popped. He had one disengage, one good disengage, and one blow up in the back. But other than that, he's been quiet and handled.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh no, he's gonna make the roster, right?" He signed a 2-year deal.
That don't matter.
He was playing deep into the 4th quarter against the Titans.
Sure, it was against.
Now, you could argue, oh, so was James Pierce Jr., but that was just to get him his reps.
Yep.
Right.
This is a veteran we're talking about.
We're talking about a veteran, and usually those guys that, if you are a roster lock, you play maybe the 1st, 2nd quarter, and then you're out.
Yep.
Then you're pulled. Right. Yep. So Morgan Fox was playing deep into the game. His snap count actually went up from game 1 to game 2. So if you see him on the field deep in that 4th quarter, there's no guarantee he'll be there. And his cap, the dead cap, is only $2 million.
Yeah,
like we're talking like minimal.
So, you know, Jones. Okay, that's fine. He's I can't co-sign Fox not making the team. Scheme and philosophy demands depth at the 4, 5, and 3 tech. Don't know where else you will get it. I mean, if Taquan Graham was,
that's my biggest thing. If TQ didn't get hurt, I could have seen him taking this spot. Contavious Street has shown you more than Morgan Fox, right? So,
oh my God. Here's another one, dude. JD Bertan to me is not a lock either. I would prefer Malone over Bertan right now.
Listen,
As crazy as that may sound.
Malone is definitely going to make it because of how good of a special teams player he is.
Okay.
Whether or not he's listed as an outside linebacker or inside linebacker will determine who makes it, because really, really, truly, we're only going to carry 4 inside linebackers.
He's got to be one of them.
Is it Malone? Is it Bertrand? Is it Anderson? Is it Josh Woods? Like, Josh Woods has had a hell of a start to the preseason.
Yes.
So is it him? We know it's Divine Diablo and Caden Ellis, but then who are the other 2 guys?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So then you look at the outside linebackers. You typically only carry 4 or 5, right?
Yep.
Leonard Floyd's a lock.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Evichetti's a lock.
Mm-hmm.
James Pierce Jr. is a lock. Jalen Walker's a lock. And I would say Braylon Trice is a lock. So, So if D'Angelo Malone's an outside linebacker, okay, then you carry 6. So then it's like, dude, this is probably one of the hardest off seasons I've had to look at as far as like who we're keeping and who we're cutting.
Yeah.
And I will be making a video probably tonight, recording it on my prediction.
Yeah.
Because the roster cuts are coming. It's a week away.
Yeah. It's next Tuesday. It's this Tuesday coming up 4:00, I believe.
Is it Tuesday? I thought it was the 27th, so that would be the 26th. Okay.
Yeah, I could have the date wrong too, but I could have sworn I saw something around the 26th. And to this point too, and somebody I don't know, yeah, nobody's mentioned it, but Bertan to me this year looks like what Nate Landman was last year. Got exposed. And dude, I don't know, man. I have high regard and a high confidence in Malone making this roster.
It's just late on every single read, and it's like he's keying the wrong thing, and he's late.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So that was my issue with him.
Head trauma, brother. I'm sorry.
That was the issue week 1 last year in preseason. It was like he was late. He was thinking too much. He wasn't instinctually playing. And then you played against the Ravens. You're like, okay, that's what the coaching staff saw. That's what the scouts saw. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. But it's like he reverted back in it. To your point, that might be it. It might be a head injury.
Yeah. So I got to go back to this one because, yeah, we talked about TQ. Simeon Barrow, too. I want to give him a shot.
As much as I like him, I think he's going to end up a practice squad guy.
Yeah, maybe so. And that's okay because for the 5 and 3, even the 4, bro, Zach Harrison can fit the bill. And we don't know how they're going to – we don't know how these guys are going to get utilized week 1 throughout the season.
Think about it. 3 special teams guys, right?
Yep.
Kicker, punter, long snapper. Those are given, right? That's 3. So then you have 50 for your offense and defense. And typically it's 25, 25, 26, 24, right? We're only going to carry 2 quarterbacks, right? And then we'll have our emergency quarterback.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be 25, 25. So how many defensive tackles do you carry? How many do you carry? Do you carry 5? Do you carry 6? So let's go down the list, right? And I might be exposed in the video, but that's all right. I'm still going to make it for you. Zach Harrison is listed as a defensive tackle or defensive end, right? On the 3-4. Brandon Dorless, Ruko Oro, David Onyemata, right? So those 4, I think, are the locks, right? Who else?
LaCale London, can we make an argument for him?
He has been a great run-stuffing guy that can rotate in. I'd like to put him on the roster.
Okay. Of course, at that
point, maybe Morgan Fox does make it.
Maybe he does, right? Because then it's when you get to Morgan Fox, then you think of Simeon Barrow, you think of TQ Graham. Who's going to make it over? Contavious Street. He's gotten some burn, but he hasn't done anything inspiring neither. But yeah, I mean the Falcons, they have a good rotation of defensive tackles.
It's a good problem to have. Finally, right? It's a good problem to have. Finally.
This one right here is tough because he's here. He's hurt.
But no, he came back on Monday.
He came back on Monday?
He came back on Monday. From what I heard, he had a tight hamstring. They were just taking precaution, making sure it wasn't pulled or anything, get him loosened up and then back out there. So he was out there Monday, and he was out there today.
I want to see
he's going to be playing against Dallas.
I want to see him all 4 quarters if he can make it. Him and C.J. Henderson are probably going to get the most burn. I think the verdict is out on Lamar Jackson at corner. That's goodbye, buddy.
See ya. We don't need Lamar Jackson in Atlanta.
No, and sadly, I said this about a month or 2 ago. But Clark Phillips, I don't think makes this roster neither, man.
What's the best? What's your best attribute? It's availability, and
Yeah.
he's been on that bubble. You know, they tested him out inside, then they put him back outside, and it's like,
Yeah.
and you're not healthy, so it's like, dude, you're not helping your case.
Gotcha. My brother ATLGA Faithful, another fantastic Falcons content creator. Make sure you go and visit ATLGA Faithful on YouTube and hit him with that subscribe button. Also, he says, stopping through, like, what the heck? Panic? No. Concern? Yes. Ah, man. A lot of fun stuff this evening, man. Shout out to, bro, look at this, man. 762 of y'all, man, collectively have joined us this evening.
I am worthy.
Thank you. Yes.
We are worthy, not only to wield this hammer, but to have you as a viewer on our show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the future, that's something we're going to consider, allowing folks in the chat come in, say their piece, a minute or two, and then, gracefully make an exit.
Listen,
it'll be fun.
You guys better be on your best behavior if we do that. I'm telling you right now.
Unbelievable, man. But no, again, man, thank you. 763 currently watching. We thank you. We also asked if you can, please hit that like button on your way in or out. And also, please subscribe to the platforms that you see on hand at Dirty Bird Central and 95 North Falcons Talk Show. But, Bro Talk, let the folks know where they can find you, drop your socials, and what you got coming up later on this evening.
As you guys know, if you've been a frequent viewer, TikTok at Dirty Bird Central, short form content on the daily, not just Falcons, but NFL as a whole, just giving my thoughts of what's going around in the NFL. YouTube, same thing. If you enjoy your short form content, it is there as well as long form. It's starting to ramp up. I will be dropping my roster and depth chart prediction, hopefully by tomorrow. That's what my plan is. And as far as Twitter goes, apparently I'm a casual, I'm a snowflake, and all the things above these past 2 days. I don't know. I'm still at BK squared because, once again, I have some toe drag swag, tiptoeing and dragging my feet on the sideline to change my name. Berto, you let them know where they can find you.
Facts, man. Oh, appreciate that, man. Yes, 95 North Falcons Talk Show on YouTube. And you can find me Monday to Thursday on Bleacher Report, short form content dropped on a daily. You can also find me all season long on Bleacher Report for post-game reaction shows and any fun future assignments that the team wants to hand down. And also, if you're not sick of me, on Tuesdays, very spirited conversations had on the NFC South Roundtable. Please make sure you drop a subscription. That's the NFC South Roundtable. Come and support your boy.
You go support Berto. He holds it down for the Falcons.
Oh, bro, it's 3 against 1. Them motherfuckers hate the Falcons, but 10 toes down on my team. 10 toes down, man. I don't shy away. But hey,
they're lucky I'm not there as your backup. They're lucky I'm not there as your backup.
Oh man, it'd be some furniture moving if that was the case, man. I love it, man. But again, 770 you guys. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We wouldn't be what we are without you guys. Thank you for supporting on a weekly basis. Again, please subscribe to both platforms. And until next week, I'm sure we'll cook up something hot and ready to serve you guys. So tune in next Wednesday, live 9 p.m. I'm sure Bro Talk's going to get food next week. So for those that, wanted to see the food, he'll have it hot and ready. All right. Peace, everybody.